Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to Easy Learning Economics. This is Dr. Kaval. As we learned about the concept of elasticity in the previous lecture, now we will learn that how to calculate the elasticity and how to interpret the elasticity. So the elasticity means simply the response of consumer to a change in price. Elasticity of demand can be calculated through three different ways. Number one, the percentage method. Number second is the total revenue, total expenditure or outlay method, and third method is the geometric method. In this lecture we will talk about the percentage method, while the rest of the two methods we will learn in the next part of this lecture. So there are three methods to calculate the elasticity. Number one is the percentage method or proportional method, point or arc method. Number second is total revenue, total expenditure or outlay method. Number third is geometric method. So there are three methods to calculate the elasticity. Number one, percentage method, proportional method by using point or arc method. Total revenue, total expenditure and outlay method, geometric method. So in this lecture we will talk about the number one, percentage method or proportionate method by point or arc method. So number one, we are talking about the percentage method, either by using point or arc elasticity method. The percentage method can be used through a point or arc method. So it is necessary to understand the difference between point elasticity of demand and arc elasticity of demand. Point elasticity method simply measures the change in quantity demanded for a 1 unit change in price. So the point elasticity of demand is used to calculate the small change, whereas the arc elasticity of demand is used to compute the absolute change. So the arc elasticity of demand measures the percentage change in quantity demanded in relation to the average change in price and quantity demanded. So we will learn here now. So the percentage method formula for the price elasticity of demand is, so the basic formula, percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price is equal to Q2 minus Q1 upon Q, P2 minus P1 upon P. So we are taking an example here and we will calculate the elasticity by different methods. So for example, this is the price and it's a quantity demanded. When the price is 12, the quantity demanded is 48,000 units. When the price decreases from 12 to 11, the quantity demanded increases from 48 to 60,000 units. So now we will calculate the elasticity by using a percentage method. So the percentage change in quantity. Here change, delta represents change. Change means the new quantity minus original quantity. So the new quantity here is 60. So the Q2 is 60 and Q1 is 48. So the P2 is 11 and P1 is 12. So this is the new quantity and it's the new price. When initially the price was 12, the quantity demanded was 48,000 units. When the price increases from 12 to 11, the quantity demanded increases from 48 to 60,000 units. So we can calculate the elasticity by using this formula. So the Q2 is 60 minus Q1 is 48 divided by original quantity. Original quantity is 48 divided by P2 means is 11 minus 12 divided by original price was 12. So now we will solve 60 minus 48 is equal to 12 upon 48 divided by 11 minus 12 is equal to minus 1 upon 12. So we can solve it here. 1 upon 4 multiplied by 12 upon 1. So price elasticity of demand is equal to minus 3. Price elasticity of demand is minus, negative, because that there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. As price decreases, the quantity demanded increases. When price increases, the quantity demanded decreases. Now we can calculate the price elasticity of demand by using another formula. By rewriting this formula, the price elasticity of demand is equal to change in Q over change in P multiplied by P over Q. This is also a percentage method. This formula can be rewritten like this. So now, as we know that the change in quantity means toil. Change in P is equal to 11 minus 12, so the minus 1. This is the P. P means original price was 12. Original quantity 48. Price elasticity of demand equal to minus 3. So here, by using another formula, we have calculated the price elasticity of demand minus 3 as we calculated through this method, the basic formula. Now we can calculate the elasticity by using this formula. Price elasticity of demand is equal to change in Q over Q multiplied by 100 upon change in P over P multiplied by 100. So change in Q is 12. The original quantity is 48 multiplied 100. So this is a change in Q. So change in P is equal to 11 minus 12 minus 1 upon 12 multiplied by 100 is equal to 25. So we can use calculator here. 100 divided by 12 is equal to 8.333. So now the price elasticity of demand is equal to 25 upon 8.333. So the price elasticity of demand is equal to 25 divided by 8.333 is equal to minus 3. We have calculated the elasticity by using basic formula, percentage change in Q over percentage change in P. The price elasticity of demand is minus 3. We have calculated the elasticity by using this formula, change in Q over change in P over Q. So the elasticity of demand is minus 3. So another formula we have used, price elasticity of demand, change in Q over Q multiplied by 100, change in P over P multiplied by 100. So we have calculated the elasticity same. So minus 3, minus 3, minus 3. So the result is same by using any of this formula to calculate the elasticity through proportional method by using the point elasticity method. So remember it, the sign will be interpreted separately and the value will be interpreted also separately. When the sign is negative or positive, it tells about the nature of the commodity. When the elasticity is negative, it means the goods are normal. When the elasticity is positive, goods are Giffen goods. That violates the law of demand. So if you want to know about Giffen goods, you can go through my video, the types of goods, where we have discussed in detail the different types of goods. So we have here seen that the goods are normal goods because the sign is negative. When the sign is positive, the goods are Giffen goods. So how to interpret this 3? So the 3 can be interpreted that the 1% change in price leads the quantity demanded to change by 3%. For example, when the price increases by 1%, 1% increase in price, quantity demanded will decline by 3%. Or when the price decreases by 1%, the quantity demanded will increase by 3%. So remember it, when we interpret the elasticity of demand, the sign is interpreted separately and the value is interpreted also separately. So they carries the different concept because this tells the sign tells about the nature of commodity, the types of goods, and whereas the value tells about the change in quantity demanded with respect to change in price. So the point elasticity of demand can be calculated by using a point or arc method. This is the point method. So now we have to discuss that what is the drawback of this method, because this method is used to calculate the limited change, or means the change in quantity demanded due to 1% change in price. So this method has drawback, because this is the, for example, A, this is the B. By three methods we have calculated the elasticity, that is -3, but when we move from B to A, the result will be changed. This is the drawback of this method. So the arc method is mostly preferred. When you are not asked to any method, you should calculate the elasticity by using the arc method, because the arc method is used to measure a big change, percentage change in quantity demanded in relation to the average change in quantity and average change in price. So here numerator and denominator both carries the percentage, but this measures the percentage change, not the absolute change. But arc elasticity of demand calculate the change in quantity demanded with respect to change in price, absolute change. We have seen that the point percentage method or proportional method, we have calculated the elasticity -3 when this is the A and it's a B. Now this is the Q2 is now Q1. When we compute, this is the Q1 and it is as Q2. So when we move from now B to A, result will be changed. Now we will see the percentage change method to calculate the elasticity from B to A. Here we have calculated through three different ways. The elasticity result is -3. Now the result will be changed when you move from 11 to 12 and 60 to 48 in the same case. We are going to calculate the elasticity using the percentage method by point method when the case is totally reversed. When the price is, for example, 11, the quantity demanded is 60. When the price is 12, the quantity demanded is 48. Here the Q2 is now 48 rather than 60, but Q1 is now 60 rather than 48, and P2 is 12 rather than 11, and P1 is 11 rather than 12. Let's see that when we have calculated the elasticity from A to B, the result is the price elasticity of demand by using a point method is -3. So what will be the result when we move from B to A? The price elasticity of demand is change in Q over change in P multiplied by P over Q. So the change in Q is here 48 minus 60. It means minus 12 upon change in P. 12 minus 11, 1. P1 is 11, Q1 is 60. So minus 1 upon 1 multiplied by 11 upon 5. So minus 11 upon 5. So we can solve it here. We can use also a calculator. 11 upon 5. So the result is minus 2.2. So the price elasticity of demand in this case is minus 2.2 rather than minus 3. So the result has been changed. When we move from A to B or B to A by using a point method, the result will be changed. Remember it, when you are not asked point elasticity method, you should calculate the elasticity by using the arc method, because it's most preferred method, because it measures the change in quantity demanded in relations to average change in quantity and average change in price. It's so that its arc method measures the absolute change. Price elasticity of demand by using point method from A to B, the result was minus 3. But here the price elasticity of demand is minus 2.2. So the result has been changed, because this is the drawback of the percentage method or proportionate method by using the point method. So the preferred method is arc method or midpoint method or average method. So now we are going to calculate the elasticity when we move from A to B through arc method, the result will be the same. Arc method is also called as midpoint method or average method. The formula for the arc elasticity of demand is equal to Q2 minus Q1 upon P2 minus P1 multiplied by P2 plus P1 upon Q2 plus Q1. So now we will calculate the elasticity. Firstly, in this case, when the price is 12, the quantity demanded is 48. When the price is 11, the quantity demanded is 60. So we are going to calculate the elasticity by using the arc method. So we will see the result here now. Q2 minus Q1 means the 60 minus 48. So the 12. P2 minus P1 is 11 minus 12 minus 1 multiplied by P2 plus P1 means 11 plus 12. 23 upon Q2 plus Q1. So the 60 plus 48, 108. So 23 upon minus 9. So the price elasticity of demand here is minus 2.55. So we have calculated the elasticity here. This is the absolute change. 2.55 minus 2.55. Now we are going to calculate the elasticity when the price is 11, P1 is 11 and P2 is 12. So the price elasticity of demand is equal to Q2 minus Q1 upon P2 minus P1 multiplied by P2 plus P1 upon Q2 plus Q1 is equal to Q2 minus Q1 is now 48 minus 60 upon P2 minus P1 means 12 minus 11 multiplied by P2 plus P1 12 plus 11 upon Q2 plus Q1 is 48 plus 60. Now we will solve it. 48 minus 60 minus 12 upon 12 minus 11 1 multiplied by 11 plus 12 23 upon 48 plus 60 108. So minus 23 upon 9. So now we can calculate this result. The result is same. There is not a single point change in result. The result remains same. So this is the preferred method. Arc method, midpoint method, average method is preferred method. So this is the calculation of elasticity by using the arc method. So we have understand the difference between the point and arc method and which method is the best, because in point method the drawback of this method is that when we calculate the elasticity from A to B or from B to A, the result is changed. But in case of the arc method or midpoint method, that the result does not change when we either calculate the elasticity from B to A or from A to B, the result remains same. Remember it. That's why it's a preferred method. Now the new thing now we will learn here, as we know that the price elasticity of demand is equal to change in Q over change in P multiplied by P over Q. The change in Q and over change in P is always negative, and it can be given as alpha 1 multiplied by P over Q. So the alpha 1 is the estimated coefficient of P. Sometimes the alpha 1 can be represented as change in Q over change in P. Remember it. So this is the same thing. If you are given that alpha 1 multiplied by P over Q, the alpha 1 means the change in Q over change in P. We are going to understand how to interpret the elasticity. The value of the elasticity is 0. It means it's an inelastic demand. When the elasticity is between 0 and 1, it means it's a inelastic or relatively inelastic demand. When the value of the elasticity is greater than 1, it means it's a relatively elastic demand. When the price elasticity of demand is less than 1, it means it's a relatively inelastic demand. When the elasticity is equal to 1. When price elasticity of demand is equal to 1, it means it's a unit elastic demand. When the price elasticity of demand is equal to infinity, it's a perfect elastic demand. So in this lecture we understand that how to calculate the elasticity using a proportionate method or a percentage method through a point method or the arc method. In this way we have learned that the arc method is preferred method because the quality of the arc method is that it gives the absolute value, it tells about the absolute change, and whereas the point method is used to calculate the small change. So the preferred method is the arc method. We have learned here that the sign and the value must be interpreted separately because the sign tells about the nature of the commodity. When the elastic sign is negative, it means the discussed goods are normal goods. When the elastic sign is positive, it means the discussed goods are given goods. And when the elasticity is 0, it means it's an inelastic demand, means the quantity demanded does not respond to change in price. When the elasticity is between 0 and 1, it's a rather inelastic or relatively inelastic demand, because that the major change in price brings a minor change in quantity demanded or no change in quantity demanded, or the price elastic demand is greater than 1, it means it's a relatively elastic demand, because that the minor change in price brings major change in quantity demanded. When price elasticity of demand is less than 1, it means relatively inelastic demand, because that the major change in price brings minor change in quantity demanded. When price elasticity of demand is equal to 1, it means that the proportional change in quantity demand with respect to proportional change in price. When price elasticity of demand is infinity, it means that the minor change in price leads the quantity demanded almost to 0 or infinity. So it's all about the percentage method or proportional method. That in the next lecture we will learn about the total revenue and geometric method, that how the elasticity can be computed or can be calculated through a total revenue method and geometric method. Thank you for watching. Enjoy Easy Learning Economics.